There is eerie evidence that the Earth's geography, its distribution of land and water masses, is not as it has always been. Sites of mysterious civilisations dating back up to tens of thousands of years and often highly advanced, raising suggestions that some may have even been helped by extraterrestrials, are starting to be discovered beneath the world's oceans and waterways. Marine oceanographers have brought to the sea's surface haunting images of buildings, sculptures, ports and fortresses evidently dating back millennia, and raising more questions than answers about the ancient history of our globe. The following are 5 amazing underwater cities that further question how long advanced civilizations have been around. Number 5. Great Walls near Bimini, Bahamas. Huge underwater walls near the island of Bimini in the archipelago of the Bahamas were discovered in 1968. Dr. J. Manson Valentine, a professor of archaeology at Yale University and a veteran deep-sea diver, found a giant wall several hundred meters in length in the waters off the island. On either side of the wall were 2 perpendicular, perfectly straight branches made of massive stone blocks measuring 5 meters across. Dr. Valentine's subsequent explorations revealed a more complex structure which resembled a submerged harbour with quays and a double jetty. A photogrammetric survey of the area was then made by Dmitry Rybakov, an engineer, inventor, diver and pioneer in the field of underwater photography. The location quickly became an archaeological site with its huge human-made structures revealing the presence of an ancient developed civilization. Most pre-Columbian cultures were excluded, but there were thought to be links to the sites of Tiahuanaco, Stonehenge and the Nazca Desert. Then Dr. Valentine made another astonishing discovery. Strange underwater structures on the seabed, but visible only from the air. These structures were all geometric in shape, including circles, triangles, rectangles, and straight lines running for several kilometers. It appears that the submersion of the Bahama Plateau dates back at least 8,000 years BC and was caused by the melting of the polar glaciers, which raised the level of the world's oceans. But the mystery as to the origins of the Bimini structures persists, with theories now including possible extraterrestrial involvement. Number 4. Yonaguni Monument, Japan. A pyramid, castles, roads, monuments, and a stadium have been identified as structures within what is called the Yonaguni Monument. This is a submerged rock formation off the coast of Yonaguni, the southernmost of the Ryukyu Islands in Japan, and lying approximately 100 kilometers east of Taiwan. Professor Masaki Kimura from the Faculty of Science at the University of the Ryukyus claims that the formations are architectural, that is, man-made, stepped monoliths dating back 2,000 to 3,000 years. Most of the formations are connected to the underlying rock mass as opposed to being assembled out of freestanding rocks, and there is some dispute as to whether the structures are natural or artificial. Their main feature is a rectangular formation measuring about 150 by 400 meters and about 27 meters tall, which rises in steps to about 5 meters below sea level. Some of the other features of the Yonaguni Monument are said to be 2 closely spaced pillars called twin megaliths rising to within 2.4 meters of the surface, which Kimura claims have been placed there. A 5-meter wide ledge that encircles the base of the formation on 3 sides. A stone column about 7 meters tall. A straight wall 10 meters long. An isolated boulder resting on a low platform. A low star-shaped platform. A triangular depression with two large holes in its edge. An L-shaped rock. There also appears to be chiseled holes, traces of artworks of people and animals, and some crude writing in the ancient Haida script. Camara has theorised that the monument may be a remnant of the mythical lost continent of Mu. Number 3. Santorini, Greece. The Greek island of Santorini was destroyed by a volcanic eruption around 1600 BC, and what now remains is a volcanic archipelago. In 2014, a team of Swiss archaeologists noticed pottery fragments while training at Lambayana Beach, which is located on the Peloponnese Peninsula south of Athens, Greece. Returning in 2015, they discovered a massive settlement submerged beneath the Aegean Sea, which has been dated back 4,500 years. The oval or circular buildings extend over 4.85 hectares, an area the size of 10 football fields, and are similar to those found at known Bronze Age sites. But this settlement was apparently under siege because it is surrounded by huge fortifications with 3 massive defensive towers. The submerged structures predate ancient Greece by some 1,000 years and have been dated as existing at the same time as the pyramids of Giza 2,500 years ago. There is evidence of technological advancement, previously thought not to have existed at this time, in mining and metallurgy. The site's unique brick superstructure is solidly built on stone foundations. Because of its huge defensive fortifications on 3 sides, the ancient settlement is thought to have been a trading hub, meaning the exchange of goods and other cultures, such as the ancient Egyptians. It reveals large storage areas and extensive paved surfaces. The over 6,000 artefacts found include ceramics, stone tools, and obsidian, or volcanic glass, and knives. Rising sea levels and shifting tectonic plates have been attributed to the sinking of this immense civilization. Number 2. Biskupin, Poland. In 1933, some students noticed wooden poles protruding from Lake Biskupin in the Lusatian Mountains of Poland. They showed their teacher, who informed a Professor Kostrowski from the nearby city of Poznan, who, with his team, started excavating the site. They uncovered an extraordinary wooden city which had lain submerged in the mud of the lake, the mud having actually preserved it. The town covered an area of about 2 hectares and had been encompassed by an oval wall of stone and clay. The culture of the people of the Iron Age town was found to have been highly advanced, with superlative woodworking skills and well-developed social organisation evident. The society seemed to have been very egalitarian, as all 100 houses are identical in size. The initial excavation of the site was continued until 1939, the start of World War II. When the Nazis invaded Poland that year, their scientists were so impressed with the level of advancement they found in Biskupin, they tried to claim that the remarkable settlement was pre-German. The town is thought to date back to the first millennium BC, the time of the urn-filled culture, so called because the dead were cremated and buried in urns the shape of truncated cones. Studies of this and other Lusatian sites by Polish archaeologists have also revealed that the religion was a cult of the sun and moon, and also involved child sacrifice. The location of the defensive fort on an island for safety had meant its ultimate demise with the rising of the lake's water due to changes in climate. There were 2 settlements established due to subsequent water level rises. Finally, there is evidence of mass movement of the culture's inhabitants far to the west, and it is thought that the Druids may be their descendants. Number 1. The sunken city of KHAMBHAT, India. In 2001, marine archaeologists located a huge submerged city, 8 kilometres long and 3.2 kilometres wide, off the coast of Gujarat in India, in the Gulf of KHAMBHAT. Artifacts from the sunken city have been carbon dated to 9500 BC, making it predate the oldest known human cities, even those of the ancient Harappan civilization in South Asia, by 2,500 years. One researcher has claimed that the submerged metropolis dates back as far as 13,000 years BP, before present. The Gulf of KHAMBHAT site was discovered by chance in 2001 by oceanographers from India's National Institute of Ocean Technology, conducting a survey of pollution. They identified huge geometrical structures looking like square and rectangular buildings arranged in a city grid formation at a depth of 37.57 metres. Marine archaeologists have used a technique known as sub-bottom profiling to show that the building's remains stand on enormous foundations and are adjacent to ancient paleochannels, which are extensions of present-day major rivers nearby. Exploring the area has been extremely difficult because the remains laid in highly treacherous waters with strong currents and riptides, churning up silt, making underwater videography difficult. The structures identified included water-conducting canals, a large bathing facility, a possible granary, basements and stairs of collapsed buildings. The designs of buildings indicate a high degree of knowledge of structural engineering and planning. Debris recovered from the site had included construction materials such as brick pieces, hearth material and wattle and daub structure materials. Also recovered has been stone tools, sun-dried pottery pieces, beads made of semi-precious stones, sculptures and fossilised human bones and teeth. It is believed that the area where the city was built was submerged as ice caps melted at the end of the last ice age, 9,000 to 10,000 years ago. There is strong evidence that this hitherto unknown civilization was evolving from over 30,000 years ago until it was displaced by rising sea levels and flooding.